Welcome to the webinar, There's No Place Like PTA, Programs Together with Awards. This workshop is presented by Bevan Lannis, Awards Coordinator, Kelly Howe, Programs Coordinator, Nicole Perez, Arts Specialist, Mary McNamara, Literacy Specialist, Karen Quimby, Recognition Specialist, and Lucille Vitale, Vice President and Designated Officer of Programs and Awards. This webinar will cover three broad topics: the arts, literacy, and awards. We will begin with the importance of arts and literacy and how to make it fun and exciting for students, families, and communities. It shouldn't be just another project, but spark joy in the student. Creativity and imagination are important aspects of life and important in both areas. We will also discuss how to involve families and community in your events. And finally, we will discuss the importance of awards and recognition.
Art is encouraging the use of one's imagination to create in any number of mediums. For children, art is a wonderful way to express themselves, to explore their inner emotions, to work through questions and issues. Art is encouraging the use of one's imagination to create in any number of mediums. The arts enable children to grow in confidence and learn how to think positively about themselves and learning by giving them a medium to connect new knowledge to personal experiences and express what they have learned to others. The arts help children learn positive habits, behaviors, and attitudes. For example, learning a musical instrument, creating a painting, learning to dance or singing in a chorus not only assists with motor skills, but also teaches that taking small steps, practicing to improve, being persistent, and being patient are important for growth. Students gain confidence as they try to accomplish things and think things through. Learning an artistic discipline helps young people develop character as they learn habits, behaviors, and attitudes necessary for success in any field of endeavor. Finally, art helps shape and strengthen a community's sense of place, identity, and history. From theaters and museums to public libraries and art studios, art and culture unite people. PTA believes all students deserve the opportunity to take part in the arts and advocates for arts and education. Why? Because an arts education is so important. When arts become central to the learning environment, schools and other settings become places of discovery and learning is improved. The arts provide a reason for a student who may not otherwise be engaged in school to become engaged. Students learn in a myriad of ways: visually, logically, spatially, and an education rich in the arts is more likely to reach more students in more ways. Arts education develops creativity, a skill greatly prized by employers. Students receiving an arts-rich education perform better on assessments of creativity than do students receiving little or no arts education. Performing arts students, for example, show greater flexibility and adaptability in thinking than their peers. The arts foster higher levels of thinking that can carry over to other academic subjects, as well as to life outside of school. Through the arts, children learn to observe, interpret, see different perspectives, analyze, and synthesize. In a world where students must frequently wade through a sea of information to determine which facts are trustworthy and relevant to a particular topic, critical thinking skills are key to college readiness and lifelong learning. As students learn to read musical notes, compose music, play an instrument, memorize dance steps, create a painting, and act in a drama, they are also learning how to develop new concepts, build vocabulary, and understand a new language. The arts require measurement, number manipulation, and proportional thinking, all of which foster mathematical thinking. Students also learn patterns through musical rhythms and dance patterns. They learn spatial and geometric relationships through visual art patterns. They learn three-dimensional skills through making clay models. Students who study the arts, especially music, outperform their non-arts peers on mathematics assessments. Arts also facilitates mastery of computation and estimation skills and challenging concepts like fractions. Works of art provide a visual context for learning about historical periods. Music, painting, drama, and dance help literature come alive. Graphic designs and drawings, such as those made by inventors and engineers, complement learning about scientific and technological principles and innovations. A report by Americans for Arts states that young people who participate regularly in the arts are 4 times more likely to be recognized for their academic achievement, to participate in a math and science fair, or to win an award for writing an essay or poem. Students who participate in the arts develop leadership skills, including decision making, strategy building, planning, and reflection. They also prepare to use these skills effectively by developing a strong sense of identity and confidence in their ability to affect the world around them in meaningful ways. So what can we as PTA leaders do to support arts and education? We can run a reflections program, we can encourage participation in the reflections theme search, and we can advocate for arts education and funding at Board of Ed meetings and within the community. Founded in 1969, National PTA's 50-plus year Reflections program provides opportunities for recognition and access to the arts to students. Each year, students across the world in pre-K through grade 12 create original works of art in response to a student-selected theme. Students submit their completed works of art in one or all of the available arts categories, which are dance choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photography, and visual arts. In addition to these categories, the Special Artist Division allows students with disabilities from all grades to participate and utilize non-artistic accommodations. This year's, or the 2022 to 2023 theme is Show Your Voice. So how can you run a reflections program? First, understand how entries move up the ladder. Local PTA units choose their top entries and advance them to their region PTAs. Region PTAs then choose their top entries from all those received from all their units, and then they advance to New York State PTA. New York State PTA then chooses its top entries from what the region submitted and advance those entries to National PTA. So it all begins at the unit level. And these are the general steps units can take to start a program. One, the first step is register your unit, which is very easy and is on the National PTA Reflections site. Then you as a reflections leader can decide which arts categories you will accept. You don't have to do them all. You can take baby steps until you are comfortable. You're going to try to find your judges, and then you're going to decide how to collect your entries. We encourage using Google Form uploads or email since entries are collected at the state and national level digitally. You do want to stay in touch with your region PTA since their due date will dictate your due date. Once those dates are all decided, modify the entry forms and advertise the program and rules. And all that will be found on the New York State PTA website as well as National PTA Reflections website. Once you collect the entries, you're going to judge them and choose your top winners, which you then advance to your region. And that's pretty much it. The next step really is to celebrate your kids, celebrate your artists. They love being recognized, and it doesn't have to be big. Some units host a live in-person art exhibit at a local library or in a school. Others create a slideshow and post on social media. Consider giving out certificates, and you can see the PTA store for Reflections themed awards. But anything you do to recognize the kids will be greatly appreciated by them. Every Reflections theme is student created and was submitted during the National PTA Reflections Theme Search Contest. New York State PTA participates in the theme search contest, and more details and instructions on how to submit directly to PTA will come out early this fall. New York State PTA gets to advance 5 entries to national for consideration. So be on the lookout for instructions coming soon. These are some ways to advocate for arts and education in your district. Speak up at Board of Education meetings. Write your Board of Ed trustees. Consider a letter writing campaign with your PTA members to increase the impact. Explain why arts education is essential for students and the community. You also want to make sure your Board of Ed members, your superintendent, your principals know all about your PTA arts efforts. You want to brag about your reflections winners, your program, display the artwork, invite them to showcases and art fairs. And you also should consider partnering with community spaces like your library or local dance studios and art teachers throughout the district to strengthen the community support for arts and education. Finally, arm yourself with New York State PTA's position paper, Integrating the Arts into Education, which is available on their website, and share with school administrators and the Board of Ed. If you need more information, you certainly can go to the New York State PTA page. The link is here, as well as the National PTA page. And please check back during the summer because we are going to be posting Reflections 2022-2023 information soon. Thanks so much.
Literacy is most commonly defined as the ability to read and write, but it's not as simple as it sounds. Reading and writing abilities vary across different cultures and contexts, and these too are constantly shifting. Nowadays, reading encompasses complex visual and digital media, as well as printed material. An elderly person who can read the newspaper might struggle to get information from Google. Similarly, different cultures will have different perceptions of literacy. The writing traditions of the English language make reading comprehension an essential part of literacy, but not be as important in cultures or groups that rarely read printed material. At its simplest, literacy is the way that we interact with the world around us, how we shape it, and are shaped by it. It is how we communicate with others via reading and writing, but also by speaking, listening, and creating. It is how we articulate our experience in the world. Students need literacy in order to engage with the written word in everyday life. Think of how often you use your own reading skills in everyday life. It's not just articles like this one that require literacy, but signs, labels, and the messages on your phone, too. The same goes for writing. Nowadays, even phone calls have given way to instant messaging and text-based communication, making the ability to read all the more important. But beyond the functional level, literacy plays a vital role in transforming students into socially engaged citizens. Being able to read and write means being able to keep up with current events, communicate effectively, and understand the issues that are shaping our world. Literacy development should be a combined effort between home and school. Here are a few things you can do to support early learners' literacy skills. Encourage reading. Reading is the first pillar of literacy, so encourage young learners to immerse themselves in it frequently and deeply. This should involve exposure to a broad variety of different genres, such as newspapers, novels, comics, magazines, films, reference material, and websites. Discuss text together. Actively discussing what has been read encourages learners to make connections and think deeply about the ideas contained in texts. Follow up the reading or viewing of a text with a discussion of what it made learners think and feel. Use games and activities that support literacy development. Write a half-page story that makes use of a new and unusual word or phrase. Describe a person or object with as many adjectives as you can think of. Information scavenger hunt. Scour the web to find facts on a given topic within a set time frame. Recap the plot of a novel or film in your own words. As learners progress, they can try to do this in as few words as possible. Have a competition to see who can find as many rhyming words as possible, starting from a given word. Learners could also write poems or songs with rhyme. Make use of the library. Immersing children in a huge range of texts encourages them to dive in and explore. There's no better place to do this than the school or community library. Another idea: have your community, teachers, principals, coaches, and local community members write or do a brief video about their favorite or most memorable book from their youth. Students so often forget that everyone was young once, and hearing that a favorite teacher shares the love of a book in common creates a bond. Also, children may learn of a book they wouldn't have considered and gain a new favorite book from listening to a community member express their love of a book or author's work. PARP, Pick a Reading Partner. The PARP mission statement is to provide PTA units, libraries, communities, and other parent groups with a clear understanding of the PARP program, including literacy resources, so that all children will have the tools to develop a lifelong love of reading and learning. The goals of PARP are to encourage reading at home and to supplement school reading programs. It allows children to discover that reading can be fun as well as informative, fortify children's reading habits, strengthen the bond between home, school, and community, provide parents with information to help their children become better readers, as well as bringing parents and children closer together by sharing the pleasurable experience of reading together. Love, love Dr. Seuss. Such a creative, fun-loving way with words. How much more visual and fun can reading be? Shel Silverstein also has a wonderfully creative way with words. One is never too old for Dr. Seuss or Shel Silverstein. Don't forget to complete and submit a New York State PTA PARP award application. They're currently available on the New York State PTA website. They started being available in October, which is new this year. Submit a award application to your regional director no later than May 15th. That application can be sent either postmarked through our mail service or by email, but no later than May 15th. Region winner announcements by June 1st, and the New York State winner will be announced by June 15th. One state winner will receive a plaque and a check for $250 for the use of purchase of materials for the unit. Each region winner will also receive a check for $100. There are many ways to engage families. Here are some suggestions. Host a meet and greet during the first week of school for families to get to know each other on an informal basis. Identify bilingual members of the community who can translate information for new families as needed. Create a welcoming, inclusive community space where families can gather and talk informally with one another before and after the school day. Create a family directory to encourage families to connect with each other outside of school. Promote families' understanding of different cultures and backgrounds by creating safe spaces for community dialogue or moderated discussions to help families feel comfortable sharing their ideas and experiences. Encourage families to set up a mutual support mechanisms, including phone trees, carpools, babysitting co-ops, and playgroups. Match families with similar interests, goals, or challenges and provide opportunities for them to have ongoing connections. Host events that bring families together, such as potlucks, sing-alongs, family fun nights, and open houses. Community support. In one community, the local diner created a special milkshake around the theme of our park program. That could be done for a sandwich, or we have a hot place where they could also name a hot dog after the theme or a character. As our restaurants have been struggling, it could be a great draw for them. See if a local donut shop or ice cream spot, pizza spot, or McDonald's will offer a free cookie coupon or free ice cream coupons for arts or literacy program participants. I.e., some Duck Donuts franchises have a park program. Show your reading log for a week so that they can earn a free donut. The library could do a display around the theme of your park program, or have a day when the children's librarian or staff dress as characters and the children are encouraged to get their library card and also get a ticket to show that they have visited. What about asking businesses to allow window painting that follows the theme? Then there could be tickets given to the families that visited the windows and correctly identified the themes or characters. The most tickets get a small prize, and the people are encouraged into the local businesses. Partner with the library, school, and community to host a Comic-Con. It can engage middle and high school students. Our library has done that and had local authors and some well-known artists as part of the event as well. This year, a middle and high school teacher that also is known for his amazing costumes helped judge the cosplay contest and dressed as one of his costumes to judge. There are many days throughout each month to celebrate literacy. Build Book Buzz is a website that lists special days. You can use these to celebrate literacy throughout the year. Here are a few examples. In January, we have Winnie the Pooh Day on the 18th of January. It's the birthday of author A.A. Milne. In February, it's Library Lovers Month, which is just a great way to encourage children and adults to go to the library. March is Read Across America Day, and of course, on the 2nd, it's also Dr. Seuss's birthday. As you can see, there are many great literacy holidays that can be celebrated throughout the year. Here are just a few more examples. July is Read an Almanac Month, which is great since so many people travel in the summer. September is Library Card Sign-Up Month, which is a great way to kick off the school year, and also it's National Literacy Month. So as you can see, there are so many holidays that can be celebrated, and it's a great way to encourage literacy.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us with our webinar. I am Bevan Lannis, the New York State PTA Awards Coordinator. Now, we are going to help you follow the yellow brick road for ways to acknowledge your members. There are multiple ways to acknowledge your members, whether they be students, teachers, community members, or parents. We have student awards, teacher awards, advocacy awards, leadership awards, and service awards. Why should you present awards to your members? Award ceremonies make people feel that their work is valued and that they are appreciated. Recognition has also been proven to help motivate people, and an award ceremony or activity is a chance for celebration and reflection for all of the hard work done by your members. There are multiple types of awards. We have pins, certificates, plaques, and customized gifts. There are numerous New York State PTA Service Awards that are available year-round. We have the Advocate in Action Award, the Community Service Award. This one is a great way to thank your local businesses for supporting your units. The Honorary Life Member, the Distinguished Service Award. To receive this award, you must have already received the Honorary Life Award. We have the Golden Oak and the Diamond Award. And now I'm going to turn this over to Karen Quimby, the New York State PTA Recognition Specialist.
The first of our student awards is the Jenkins Memorial Scholarship for Education. This scholarship is awarded to 12 high school seniors each year. It is a $3,000 scholarship that is distributed over 4 years. It's presented to high school seniors who are pursuing a teaching career and who plan on attending a SUNY college. The deadline for the applications must be received to the New York State PTA office by December 15th. The process, however, continues up until May of the following year. We're actually currently just getting ready to announce this year's recipients. The next student award is the Youth Humanitarian Award in memory of Stanley Marcus. This is presented to a junior or senior who best exemplifies the humanitarian principles of Stanley Marcus. Stanley Marcus is remembered for his humanitarian work and his dedication to youth through zealous volunteer community service. The state winner receives an engraved plaque and an award of $250. Each region winner also receives an engraved plaque. The next student award we have is the Suzanne Spoler Commitment to Advocacy Youth Award. This award will be given to one high school senior to encourage them to pursue post-secondary education or training and to continue their active engagement in advocacy in the areas of HIV/AIDS, the LGBTQ plus community, mental health, social justice, or substance use. The award recipient receives a $500 check plus an invitation to attend the New York State PTA Legislative Summit and Lobby Day. Cost is covered for themselves as well as one parent or guardian. We also have several teacher awards. First, we have the Teacher Fellowship for Graduate Study in memory of Richard Gazzola. This award encourages teachers to stay in the classroom and provide an opportunity to improve teaching skills, update professional knowledge, and expand their professional perspective. This $3,000 fellowship is awarded to a full-time teacher who already has a master's degree but is now completing more of their education. Innovative Teacher Grants. These grants are awarded to projects that aim to introduce something new or provide enhancements to a current program. Applicants must be a pre-K through 12 classroom teacher or a special area teacher in a New York State public school or BOCES. Each of these units in good standing may submit 2 applications. Funds can be used for things such as enrichment of curriculum, experimental or hands-on learning, or innovative programs which will directly or indirectly benefit the students. Next, we have the Leadership Award in honor of Jane Screppick. This award recognizes an outstanding leader in a PTA unit who inspires others to volunteer and assume leadership positions. Applications must be submitted and postmarked to your region director by June 15th. Each region may then select and submit one nominee to the state level for judging. The state winner is honored at the New York State PTA Convention and receives an engraved mantle clock. The Family Engagement Award in honor of Jamie Beth Knapp honors an individual or group of individuals that continue the work and dedication of Jamie Beth Knapp in family engagement. The recipients receive an engraved clock and an invitation with a guest to the New York State PTA banquet held Saturday night at the New York State PTA Annual Convention in November. The deadline for this award is also coming up soon. It's May 15th. So there is still time to fill out the applications for both the Jane Screppick and the Jamie Beth Knapp Awards. Next, we have the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. This award is given to a unit, council, or region that contributes to diversity and inclusion through exemplary leadership with a commitment to diversity and inclusion through recruitment, training, and retention efforts. Examples of efforts include multicultural, gender diverse, and special needs appropriate programming and events, inclusive outreach activities, and or other initiatives. The winners receive a plaque, one voucher towards registration for a New York State PTA event, excluding the hotel and meals, to be used within 12 months of winning, and you're recognized at either the New York State PTA Convention or the Summer Leadership Conference.
So now, after watching this presentation, you might want to know where you can find available awards. You can find some awards through National PTA, through the New York State PTA. On here we've included their websites. You can also check with your region boards to see what awards they offer on the region level. Your local councils may also offer awards, and you can have awards or create them on your local unit level. Awards that are not presented tonight but are ones that you're interested in creating are very easy to do, and we would be more than happy to help explain that process to you. And with that, we'd like to thank you all for attending the Programs Together with Awards webinar. We are going to turn this over now for any questions that any of you may have.